Okay, everyone, so we are here. Here's why I said you need to use your brain and you need to use a measuring tape. So any random person would just put this here and then try to, put all these floors down or planks. They would try to put all the planks down all at once, and you could be crooked. You don't know if you're crooked or not. So first thing first, you need to make yourself a leveled line. All right, that will be the first thing. So I do have my laser level, but I'm not going to use that just yet. All right, first thing I want to do is to know how much plank I'm going to have at the end of my walls. All right, so as y'all know, the end of my cabinet is going to be right here, right? So I got the end of my cabinet there. I have the end of my wall right here, and I could tell my wall is crooked just for the simple fact on how the plank is. All right, so I'm gonna leave that like that for right now. So what I'm gonna measure, I'm gonna measure from the bottom of my cabinet to my wall over here. I'm gonna make a mark and then I'll make a straight line doing that. But like I said, you want to measure out your plank. All right, so these planks are roughly 5 inches. So what you want to do is calculate your wall to see if your last plank is not a little tiny piece, or you're going to have a gap. So you want to put your plank where you can have as much full pieces as you can. All right, if that makes sense. So let me just show you an example real quick. All right, so let's just say we just throw this plank right here. All right, we'll throw that plank there. Get out a couple more. I love these planks, you guys. I love vinyl flooring, you guys. I'm just so happy how they made it so easy. Now I might have to cut the end of that because I have the towel, or I might cut the towel so I could set this at the bottom. So we will see how I'm gonna do that later. Now, what I mean is, when you do your last piece, you want to make sure. Now I'm just doing a mock-up. I'm not really trying to do anything special right now. I'm just showing y'all what I'm talking about as far as last piece goes. So let's just say we putting this together. All right, so let's say we're doing it like this. All right, you want to know, like right here, this is what I'm talking about. So when you're doing your measurements, you want to see how much of your last piece. Now this ain't bad because you could cut this piece. It'll be a little hectic to cut it, but we do have our table saw, so we can make that cut easily, or you can use a hand saw. If you cutting long ways, all right. Now, if you cutting this part, you can use a razor blade. And yeah, so that's what I mean about you need to know your measurements as far as putting this together. Because let's say, all right, so let's say you want to move it out here a little bit more because you want this to be more of a full piece. So let's say you want this to be more of a full piece. So let's say I got a full piece here. All right, now I'm staying at least 1/8 inch away due to expansion. So that's another thing you need to know. Planks expand, so you need to stay at least 1/8 of an inch away from your wall. And don't worry about the little gap because you're going to have trim that covers the gap. All right, so let's say you want a full piece right there. Now y'all going to see what I'm talking about. You want a full piece there. You got that piece here. You got this piece here. All right, now I'm just make-believing, you guys. Now, y'all see when I did that demonstration, now we have this further underneath. Now we have more of a full piece here. Now, the good thing about this is we still have a little gap right here. So we still have a little 1/8 gap and we have a full piece here. Those are two good ones. Now, the thing is, we need to measure to see how much of a piece we're gonna have when it comes to going to here. All right, so we know that these are 5 inches. Now, I'm not good at math, so I may need my calculator, you guys. I didn't say I was good at math. I said I use a ruler. So we have 10 inches. So they are 5-inch planks. Okay, they are 5-inch planks. And what you want to do, we're going to flip around, and then you can know how much you really need. So let's say our wall is right there, right? Let's say we just want to make that our wall, the drywall, because remember we have trim, so you can be 1/8 of an inch. So right now we are at 26 inches. So you know what that means. We will have a 1-inch piece right here on this wall. So this wall will be a 1-inch piece coming out to a 4-inch piece. So that's how you know your measurements, okay? I don't know if that's hard to understand to anybody or not, but let's do it one more time. This is a 5-inch piece, right? From here to here is 26 inches. So we have 25 inches right there. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, which will make 5 pieces, right? So we will need 5 full pieces, and then you will need 1-inch piece on this corner right here. This corner will be a 1-inch piece, this whole corner. And then when it comes to this corner, it's going to be another 4 inches. So you can, from here, this corner, you can mark it 4 inches right here, and then you'll know how much you'll need left. I'm just going to make a mark on the floor. All right, so my other piece will be 4 inches from here. Now, I'm not really too worried about the 1-inch piece. Now, in reality, I could put the 1-inch piece underneath of the cabinet right here. I want to see how much piece I'm gonna have left in the back of the toilet. All right. So right now we know this 4 inches right here is what I need to give me my full piece. So right now I'm gonna go from there all the way to the wall. We got 23 inches. I will be 2 inches off. So it will be a piece over here with 2 inches off. So it will be a 3-inch piece in the back of the toilet. So that is how we come up with all of these measures. All right. So that's what I'm saying. If you want to have a smaller piece, it depends on where you want your smaller piece to be shown, or how much will your last piece be. So a 1-inch piece is not bad. Okay. It's not bad. It's going to be under, it's going to look like it's going underneath anyway. So it's a 1-inch piece. If you look at homes, even in this home, when the builders put in the hardwood, they have a little tiny piece of wood, and you can see it, and you won't really notice it unless you're really paying attention to it. So vinyl flooring shouldn't take long to put down, you guys. This is a small floor. SMARTCORE do come with directions of theirs. Now, one thing I was talking to y'all about is y'all pattern on how y'all want to lay it down. So it says you could do a 1/3 pattern, or you could do a 1/2 pattern. We are going to do a 1/2 pattern. With that being said, mainly what I cut off on this side should match what I need for this side, if that makes sense. So right now we're going to make sure we are 1/8 of an inch away. That way when we put our trim back on, and you should always keep a trim with you. Always keep a piece of trim just to make sure we are still good. And yep, we're good there. So you could always put this against here, and you'd be like, okay, the trim will cover it. So we're good with our gap. What I'm going to do, since all I need is to the wall, or technically to the drywall. I'm going to cut to the drywall. I'll still be underneath, so I will need, I'm going to just do 1 foot. I'm going to cut 1 foot. We got our square. Always make sure you have one of these when you're doing flooring. All right. Straight lines. All right. There we go. All right. Something like drywall. So if it broke like that, then you take your razor, go up. And I was way off. All right. And that's it. Remember the cut side. Don't worry about the cut side, you guys. It's going right underneath. You or nobody else will ever see it again unless you redo your floor to something else. And that's what you got to love about vinyl, because you can always take it back up whenever you need to. So this goes underneath like that. You see? And that's it. We're done with our first line, and we can move on.